wonderful workshop. We talked about our teams, we talked about alignment, the committee, the textbook committee. We've also talked about the importance of how we should align it. We talked about the mission. Now we're up to the curriculum. What curriculum are we going to select? When we analyzed the curriculum, I looked at Region 1. And Region 1 utilized the Texas Curriculum Management Program Cooperative. This is a program that utilizes TEKS resource system. And remember, the TEKS is the Texas Essential of Knowledge and Skills. So this is already a plus for me, all right? Number 2, it includes curriculum and assessment aligned to the State Board of Education. That's one of the things that I said. Make sure that the curriculum is aligned to either the state or the State Board of Education. Also, it includes curriculum and assessment that's aligned. You want to make sure the most important part, and some individuals don't think about this, is that when you have the curriculum, you want to make sure the assessment is aligned. So I'm going to show you a brief example before time is up. Let's see here. This is, let's see if it'll let me do it. Let's see. Okay. Let me pull this down. All right. I know these are small words on here, but the main thing is I want you to see that with this particular system, it has the state standards, although it's a little blurry here. It has the state standards. It has the scope. We're going to clarify. We're going to highlight. It's letting you know how to vertically align. You were speaking of, does the math teachers and English teachers come together? Well, that's vertical alignment. And so this particular program has the vertical alignment piece. It also has the curriculum, right? The sequence of the curriculum. How it's grouped by TEKS. It shows every TEK. It includes the suggested sequence, and it also includes different TEKS that are compatible to the STAR. It also has the instructional focus. What do you need to focus on? For instance, here is concepts, here's questions, misconceptions. That's very important. It has the piece of misconceptions. Why might a student select A rather than B? And you can go over this with your class. It has the assessment. The assessment is very important, and it incorporates technology, which students are all interested in. And so this program so far is an A on my particular list because of what? What's one thing that I may consider? Why is it an A? It has what? Why would I consider this program as one of the A's?
Texas Curriculum Management Program.
Yeah, and that's because it has the state standards, and what else is that? Curriculum, assessment, and technology. Yep. Right. Okay. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. So this is one program, and this is how we would analyze by indicating the various aspects. Okay, let's see if I can get back to my PowerPoint. Let's see here. Just a second. All right. Let me go back. All right. Now then, one other program that we're going to view is entitled, you can't see it on there. Just a second. All right, one other title. Let me go back. That we're going to analyze is entitled C-Scope. Okay? C-Scope. Now, I've utilized C-Scope, and C-Scope is a great program as well. C-Scope is created by the Texas Education Agency. It is K through 12. It's an educational curriculum. State board committee members were involved with this program, so that's a plus. And it's concerned about timetable. The concern was timetable. A lot of teachers and educators were thinking that this particular program, the spiraling of the program, for instance, there may be, this week we may learn this concept, but it doesn't spiral back until about 6 weeks. Well, by that time, they feel like the students have forgotten the lesson. That's why I say it's so important to integrate. This C-Scope is a great program But you have to, as a teacher, you have to learn how to differentiate and integrate where you can still bring those old concepts into the new ones to create a whole meaning. It's like vocabulary enhancement. So if students understand the vocabulary and they see a visual, then they can build on that. So that was the only concern about C-Scope was the timetable and the spiraling, which means the teacher's ability to go back and teach the lesson that they had once taught. But guess what? The state board committees were on there. So do you think this may be a okay program?
It may be okay, because the state board had their committee members involved, with the process for the C-Scope. But I think like teachers may have to kind of differentiate between, how they're gonna teach it. And, like you were saying, build the old in with the new, collaborate the new and the old together. Each time, just gradually bring it in together to kind of keep the students, on that task.
That's right. Okay. Let's look at another program. Collaboration Literacy Program. This particular program, and we saw a little bit of it at the beginning of the presentation, but it's designed for K through 6th grade. Now, my only question with this program is, what about 7th through 12th? And so it addresses reading, writing, speaking, and listening. This really helps our ELL students, English language learners. It also helps our students who need visuals, our kinesthetic, tactile learners. Those are the pluses. Its many educational foundations helped establish the program. So these were individuals who were from different educational organizations who helped establish this particular program. My only question when I would analyze this particular program, as I said before, is what is my 7th through 12th grade student? What potential gaps are there in this program, because it deals with writing, speaking, and listening. Okay, what happens in the rigor rate? How rigorous is this compared to what the state board and Texas Education Agency expects us to have? And so I would really think about the rigor rate, and I would also think about our 7th through 12th grade students as well. Any feedback, input with that? All right. Accelerated Curriculum for Struggling Readers series. This curriculum is in Region 4, and it accelerates the learning of students who are at risk of failing or need additional support. When I analyzed this particular program, I thought about intervention. I thought about that word, and I said this could be a great supplement to our Texas program here in order to help students who are struggling, that come to you struggling. Remember, I told you about the finish line. Some of us are up here, some of us are back here. And so this will be a great program as an intervention for those students who are struggling. When I say struggling, may not be quite at the mark, may not quite understand one concept, but when you filter in that one concept, they understand it because they're smart. Builds on vocabulary, development, and reading fluency. That's a huge, huge concept for schools all over the world, is reading and fluency. Because if a student is unable to read, then they have to struggle in math, social studies, science, all of those subjects. So what I really liked about this program in Region 4 is the vocabulary development and reading fluency. Once again, I look at this program as an intervention program that will help students. This could be utilized in addition to another system that's going to give us a holistic approach to help all of our students. Any feedback for that? Okay. Engage to Learn curriculum. I researched this curriculum. It's a design process, is focused on the TEAC standard and the Texas Common Core elements defined by the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. Engage to Learn curriculum. I really like this curriculum because it deals with a lot of kinesthetic, hands-on engagement for students. It would be great for science and math. It's also great for English as well. Dealing with projects, but with English and other subjects, you have to understand the vocabulary and the lingo. You have to understand what the big picture is. And so this program, Engage to Learn, was my second choice just because of the engagement piece and because it was defined by the Texas Higher Education Coordinator. When I think about engagement, that's what school is all about. Engaging our students. They're engaging through activities, engaging through technology. So this was my second choice. All right, now we're up to the part part where we're going to demonstrate. We're going to stop for a minute because we're getting ready to actually demonstrate how this process would look as far as a book committee and aligning our teams. Okay? All right.